So the first thing I'm going to do is find an image that looks good for my channels. I like to do something that, or use something that, says something about me as a creator. And I have this image that I shot down in San Diego when I was there. And so let me bring that in. And to bring in an image to Photoshop, you can just click and drag it in from your documents or from your Finder if you're using a Mac. Now this is a raw image file, which means that I want to do some editing. If you bring in a JPEG, this little editing menu won't pop up, but if you bring in a raw image, this photo editor module will pop up. And what I can do with this is just increase the contrast a little bit. And these are just typically things that I like to do for my raw images, because when you shoot raw images, they come out a little bit flat. And again, these files are in the supplemental material, so you can actually follow along exactly with what I'm doing right now. For photos like this, I'll increase the saturation a bit as well. I'm going to boost up the clarity, which is also saturation, but it's a smart saturation. It doesn't boost the reds and the yellows as much as it boosts the blues and the greens. And since this is an ocean shot, I want it to be very bright and colorful. I'll just bring down the blacks a little bit and up the whites. This again increases the contrast of your image. The contrast is really how dark your darks are and how light your lights are. And if I want, I can bring up the overall exposure or not. I'm just going to bring it up a tad because I know I'm going to be putting a dark text and a dark logo on top of this. And so I want to make sure it looks good. Okay, so those are some quick photo edits that you can do. And when you're happy with it, just click OK. It's going to bring it into your project. And what I want to do first is just resize it. And I'm going to actually press return to place it into the file, into the project, and then drag it in my layer panel below our text and logo safe area. Now, let me just zoom in on this a little bit more so you can see a bit better. And I'm doing that by just changing the percentage, the view percentage down here in the bottom left. And if I just click, and I'm clicking the corner, holding Option and Shift, or Alt and Shift if you're on a PC, and increasing the size. If I just move it around, I can see what I want it to look like. Now, if I go back to my YouTube channel, you'll see that the part that I have here in my channel art, it has a little bit of these hills. You don't see the ocean below me. And I did that on purpose because I want the sky to be where my logo and this little subtitle will be. So that looks about right. Maybe up just a hair, something like that.